Good evening. As you join us, we have important news breaking. An American submarine, believed to be the Los Angeles-class USS Cheyenne, has dealt a severe blow to Chinese submarine forces in the Spratly Islands. Greg Hayes is in the Pentagon briefing room.
Jim, firing Tomahawk cruise missiles, the Cheyenne destroyed a temporary submarine base on the Corduron Reef, which is part of the Spratlys, thus denying the Chinese military a local resupply and refueling point. As for
Greg, hold on a minute. The White House press room's gone live.
Ladies and gentlemen, you probably know that U.S. forces today fired cruise missiles at a Chinese base on the Spratlys. The base has been destroyed. I'm authorized by the President to tell you that no one should underestimate America's determination that this illegal and unprovoked occupation of islands protected by international treaty will not stand. That's it.
Things are beginning to happen quickly now. We have a live unit at the Chinese mission to the UN where Ambassador Wu Tai-Chin is about to make a statement.
The People's Republic of China will not tolerate interference by Western powers in its affairs. The unprovoked attacks on our submarines are acts of war that will not go unchallenged. Let there be no mistake. China has advanced nuclear submarines to replace those that were lost. The Spratly Islands, or as they are correctly called, the Nansha Islands, are a part of China, and we will defend them as we would any part of our nation.
This is an extraordinary revelation if it proves true. What are the chances that China has advanced subs to challenge America's fleet, Admiral?
It's quite possible, and could be very serious news indeed, Jim. If the Chinese do in fact have advanced nuclear submarines, they would likely be Russian-built vessels. Russia has been offloading antiquated Kilo-class submarines on the Chinese, and we have seen some in this theater. But if, for instance, the Chinese acquire Russian Alpha-class vessels, that would be a significant threat. The Alpha is a deadly submarine, faster than our Los Angeles class and able to operate at greater depths. And conditions in Russia are such that some sort of exchange might well have taken place. It might just explain the mysterious disappearance of the Columbus, our nuclear sub that was lost with all hands, apparently before this crisis began. Congress, in its wisdom, downsized the U.S. Navy in the belief they would not have to fight this kind of enemy again. The Russians, it was said, are on our side. Of course, I have been saying for some time that there was a danger of this happening. And now that it has happened, I regret our fighting men and women will have a much tougher task before them.
TCN's Sally Jarvis is with those men and women on board the USS Independence, the flagship of America's South China Sea Battle Group. Sally, you've been listening to us. Is there any evidence of advanced Russian subs among the Chinese fleet?
No, Jim, not as far as we can tell. In fact, intelligence people here say the destruction of that base was a real blow to the Chinese Navy, and that this battle group is close to being in position to exert absolute control over the entire Spratly region. Our surface and submarine forces are hunting the waters around the Spratlys now to locate any further Chinese forces and neutralize them. One source described it to me as mopping up.
Thank you, Sally. One more note before we leave you at this time. Many of you have asked whether or not our Beijing correspondent David Kendall and his camera crew are safe. We regret to say that we simply do not know. As you may know, their satellite connection with us went down the other day, and we have not heard a word from them since.